Yo, September. Dude, the amount of times that I say the wrong month is incredible. I don't know how I fuck it up all the time. It's February 11th, 2024, episode 115. Super Bowl's going on right now. It's happening right as we speak. I'm doing my outdoor workout, and it's pretty cool to think that while over 100 million people in the United States, over a third of the people in the United States are sitting on a couch eating a shit ton of food, not doing anything except watching a game. Now, I'm not talking anything bad against these people or the food or what. I don't give a fuck. But I do take pride in the fact that while a third of the entire population of the United States of America is doing that, I'm out here choosing to better myself, to exercise discipline, to work on my physical, my fortitude, all that shit. It's a really cool feeling, and it's a great example, a more accurate example of when I talk about mental edge. You know, there's nobody out here. I actually have seen quite a few people out here, which is pretty cool. Roller skating or walking a dog or whatever. So, not the only one today, but it's just a cool feeling, man. A lot of people, it's just cool to think that, you know. Also, I mean, I guess you could rob my feeling of being proud by the fact that I just don't give a fuck. So it's not any different for me. I used to be a football guy when I was younger. I'm always going to be a Patriot fan, but just don't give a shit. So anyway, now that we got the pretentious bullshit out of the way, yesterday I didn't do my reading until the very end of the day, and at that point I was absolutely exhausted, and it made reading just 10 pages very difficult. And so for Live Hard, you need to read 10 full pages of a self-development, non-fiction, business, entrepreneurial, anything that's going to help you move forward in life book. And I was doing that last night, and it has to be 10 pages, 10 full pages. I only count the page if it goes from top to bottom and it has minimal really anything. So if it has one big heading, and by big I mean, 14-point font as opposed to the typical 12, that's fine. If it's got a big chapter heading and it's only half the page, it doesn't count as a page. If the whole book was half page, the whole book wouldn't count as one single full page. So yesterday I had to read 10 full pages, and it just turns out that the part of the book that I was in had a shit ton of half pages and giant headings, and it just didn't count. So I ended up reading almost like 30 pages, and I was absolutely fucking tired as hell, dude. It was so hard for me to stay awake. I even took 2 power naps, no shit, in the middle of me trying to get my pages done. It was so hard for me to stay awake. I kept falling asleep. I kept having to reread pages, because I'm trying to do this with intent, and write in the margins and highlight important phrases and passages in the book. I'm trying to get a lot out of this. So I could have just skimmed through, speed read, who gives a fuck, the book, and just mark it off as a checklist. But I wrote in the margins, did all that stuff, actively read, and I was very proactive with the whole thing, and I'm very proud of that. And here's a thought that crossed my mind, and I had this thought in the moment too, and I wanted to share that. So imagine that you fail a program because you can't get yourself to read 10 pages of a book. You get to choose the book. You get to choose when you read. You get to choose it all. But you fail because you couldn't muster up the discipline to read 10 pages. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And I told myself that during the whole spiel of me falling asleep or I guess dozing off or whatever while I was reading, because that was the last task of the day. Everything was done. Once I was done reading, I was able to go to bed. And I thought, damn, dude, I really don't want to read. I don't give a fuck. Let's just go to sleep. And of course I wasn't going to allow myself to fail, but I had that thought. Imagine failing. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning knowing that I'm no longer on the program. It's day one, if I choose to. And I failed because I didn't read, because I chose not to. I was already reading. If I would have given up, dude, I would have felt like the biggest piece of shit. And I'm glad I had that thought, because it's a great reminder of just how strong the bitch voice can be, and just how stupid the things it says is, or are, whatever. Now I say this lightly because I absolutely would not have failed yesterday, because I'm very, very confident right now I'm doing good. But to think that I could have failed because I chose to just not read. Now I was already halfway through, dude. I only have like 15 more pages to go, because they're all halvesies and shit. I almost let that, like, I don't know, man. It's a great reminder of how far I've come, because in the past I would have been like, yeah, fuck that, dude. I'm not doing this. I'm going to bed. And yeah, so I wanted to share that, because I'm very proud of that. And it's hopefully, guys, with everything that I'm sharing here, hopefully it's cool, or hopefully someone out there is able to take what I'm saying, relate with it, and know that they're not alone. Take whatever I'm saying, maybe you're going through something similar, and you can just know that there's some guy out there, some random white tall bastard that's just trugging along, and he's going through what I'm going through too. If I can help one person, that's awesome, man. So while I say I don't make these for any other reason than to reflect back in 5, 10, 20 years, I hope that with anybody who does come across these shows, they are able to extract something that makes them better in some way. That's the ultimate goal. So that's that. Just don't give up, man. And another thing that keeps echoing in my head ever since I heard it is what Alex Hormozy said. He said, on his darkest days, he repeats the phrase to himself, I cannot fail if I do not quit. And it's just so comforting to think that. It's kind of a backwards way of being comforted. As long as I keep pushing myself to do uncomfortable shit, to practice discipline, to do things I don't want to do, and remain consistent with the work that I do. And I keep my word to myself, as long as I just do that, dude, I won't ever fail. But the moment that I say, no, I can't do this, it's too hard, I quit, you quit. And so you fail. The moment that you stop growing, the moment you stop trying to pursue growth, the moment you stop giving a fuck about getting better, is the moment you begin dying in life, is ultimately when you failed. And that's been echoing in my head, and it's such a comforting thought and a great reminder, because it's so simple, straight to the point. Cannot fail if I do not quit. It's that simple, dude. So that's all I really wanted to share. And it's cool just to add to it all, man. I'm doing all this while Super Bowl's going on, man. And again, I don't give a fuck, so it's not like I care so much, but I'm sacrificing watching the Super Bowl to be out here, to talk to two people on the podcast, and hopefully inspire somebody in 30 years from now. I don't give a fuck. So I honestly don't even know who's in the bowl. Is it the Niners and the Chiefs? Pretty sure that's who it is. But anyway, that's the show. That's what I wanted to share this time. We got under 10 minutes this time, so that's great. There's no way in hell any of these episodes are going to be under 3 minutes, let alone 5, 10 maybe, I guess. So I think we're going to kibosh the whole idea of catching up and being able to watch all the episodes or listen to all the episodes and catch up. I think we might have to actually just start categorizing each episode into Jesus. So many ducks over here, dude. We might have to categorize each episode by the content that I speak about. Make a Google document or something, and that way you can click that in the bio or the link or however I post it, and then see which episodes I talk about which topic, whether that's discipline or being discouraged or feeling on top of the world or business moves or live hard days, and so somebody can maybe not catch up, but at least go through all of an episode of a topic or something like that. So that's the idea. So also, one more thing I'm going to add, actually. I made a Google form, questionnaire form for myself that I plan on filling out every single night. And instead of doing an Excel spreadsheet where I have to, just instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is fill out a Google form questionnaire. All it is a questionnaire form. Multiple choice, drop down, scale, a rating, whatever. Check boxes, you name it, whatever it is. Just make one of those for myself. So it's just going to be a day tracker. So I can very easily, quickly track what I did for the day. Compare that with my mood, my productivity, and just compare everything so I can see patterns in my behavior and my progress and how I choose to spend my time, all that stuff. So that way I can see and reflect on the month and see, okay, well, it looks like I got a lot done, and it looks like I got a lot done on the days where I hit the gym and worked, but it looks like I didn't do much on my days off, and those are my days where I had a rest day, or it looks like I've been in a shit mood this week because, it looks like if we correlate that with the weather, it looks like the weather was pretty shitty. Maybe weather has a big effect on my mood. And so for no other reason than to track my shit and to improve. I don't know the quote, but it's like that which gets measured gets improved, or you can't manage something unless it's, I don't know, something like that. And I just want the best outcome I can, and so if I can learn from my behavior, the patterns in my life, and improve those, then fuck yeah, dude. So, and I made it as simple as I possibly could because it's, I guess, expected that I be doing these forms, that I fill them out at the end of my day. I'm probably going to be tired, and I want to make it as easy as possible for me to do so. So there's going to be very little, if any, boxes where I write anything. It's just going to be checking off boxes, checking off multiple choice answers, pinning something on a scale, on a continuum, whatever. So that's the idea with that. I want to be able to, I don't even want to type. I don't want to type shit. I don't want to have to click on anything more than once. I just want to tap, submit, make it as easy as possible for myself. And then once I have, if I have 100 days of that, I can export it to Excel. And then there, it shows me graphs and all that shit. And even on the Google Forms thing, it shows you charts and the percentage of times I clicked each thing. It's just cool. And it's free. Typically, it's used to send to people to get feedback or to do surveys or whatever. But now I'm going to use it for myself, for what I got going on, just for me. And that's how we're going to improve and track progress moving forward. So it's all free, which is great. There's other softwares I'm sure you could use that are prettier or whatever, but I don't really give a fuck about that. And I've proved to myself that none of that matters for results. I mean, I'm on episode 115 of recording a podcast. All my voice memos app on my phone. It just doesn't get more basic than that. So if I can keep it super simple and just use the Google Forms app or the software, or whatever, it's free. All I'm looking for is patterns and behavior. That's it. So anyway, I'm working on the form today. I'm going to implement it today. I'm probably going to add more things to it as I go. But yeah, so that's the plan. And now that's the show. I'm going to end it there. Thanks so much for listening. Happy Super Bowl. It's currently 5:12 p.m. February 11th, 2024. And just to go on the books here, for the shit of it, I don't care. We're going to say Chiefs-Niners. We're going to say first quarter, 7-7. Second quarter, 7-21. Third quarter, we'll say 10-24. And then we'll say, we'll say they make a comeback. We'll say 25-24 final. The odds of that happening are so slim, but that's my prediction. And for either team, I don't really give a fuck. So watch me be spot on. That'll be crazy. It's all on recording too. So anyway, that's the show. Thanks so much for listening. Go Patriots. Peace.